Welcome to Brainish English Stories.
My name is Mary. I am 28 years old. I wake up early and my phone is full of messages from my mother. She writes, "Remember the big party tomorrow? Many people will be there. Be ready." I look at the message and feel tired. This happens every time. My parents have money, hotels, and power, but they do not have peace. They think money can make people happy, but I do not believe that. They want me to marry a rich man named David. They say he is perfect, but I don't even like him. He only talks about himself and his money. My parents say it is a good opportunity. They say David will keep me happy. But I want to marry for love, not for business. I want a simple life. I want someone who listens, someone who stays when life is hard. But my parents don't understand that. They just say, "You will thank us later." I feel angry and sad. Then I have a crazy idea. If my parents want to control my life, maybe I can surprise them this time. I need someone who can help me. I walk to the park near my house. I see a man sitting near the pool. His clothes are dirty. He looks poor but calm. He's not asking for money. I walk closer, and he looks at me. My heart beats fast, but I do not feel afraid. I feel curious. I think maybe he can help me. I take a deep breath and say, "Excuse me, I need your help tomorrow night. Please listen to me." He looks surprised. He says nothing. Then I say, "I will pay you if you pretend to be my boyfriend tomorrow." He smiles and says, "You're serious, aren't you?" He thinks I am joking. I say, "I am serious. I just need one night, one party. Please." He stops laughing. He looks at me and says, "You want me to pretend to be your boyfriend, but why me?" I smile and say, "Because you don't know my world." He thinks for a moment. Then he says, "Okay, if you are sure, I can do it." I can't believe he said yes. I thank him. I tell him the time, the place, and what he needs to do. The next day, I send my driver to bring him to my house. When he arrives, my employees look shocked. They say, "Who is that man?" I tell them he is my guest. Please help him. Haircut, clean clothes, everything. They follow my orders. But I can see confusion on their faces. They probably think I have lost my mind, but for the first time, I feel calm. At 7 o'clock, I hear a knock on my door. I open the door and I almost don't recognize him. He looks so different. He smiles and says, "Is this good enough for a fake boyfriend?" I laugh and say, "It's perfect." We drive to the party together. I feel safe with him. When we arrive, the music stops. My parents look shocked. David, the rich man, looks angry and confused. My mother says in a cold voice, "Mary, who is this man?" I say, "He is my boyfriend. His name is Alfred." Alfred shakes my father's hand and says, "Nice to meet you." My father says nothing. He just watches Alfred with cold eyes. David walks closer and says, "So, this is your boyfriend? He looks different from your usual friends." I feel angry, but Alfred speaks before I do. He looks at David and says, "Maybe I don't have money, but I have respect." Everyone goes silent. David's smile disappears, and my parents look shocked. Everyone is looking at Alfred now. My father says, "Dinner's ready. Let's sit." We walk to the table. My parents sit in silence. Alfred sits beside me. He stays calm and respectful. I watch him and feel peace. But then David walks to our table. His face looks angry. He says, "You think this poor man can replace me? You're making a joke, Mary." Alfred stays calm. He says, "I'm not trying to replace anyone." My father suddenly says, "Enough, Mary. Come with me." We walk to the garden where no one can hear us. He says, "This game ends tonight. You will not embarrass our family again." My hands are shaking, but I don't look away. I say, "This is not a game, Father. I just want to live my own life." He is shocked. He has never heard me talk like that before. Then Alfred appears behind us. He says, "Sir, please let her speak." My father looks at him with anger. He says, "You don't belong here." Alfred says, "Maybe not, but tonight I was invited by your daughter." My father walks away without another word. I turn to Alfred and say, "Thank you. You didn't have to do that." Alfred looks at me and says, "There is something you don't know about me." I stop breathing for a second. Alfred says, "I wasn't always poor, Mary. My life was very different before." I look at him confused. "What do you mean?" I ask. He says, "I used to have everything: money, a car, a big house, and a company. But I left everything 1 year ago. I wanted to see real life." I can't believe what I am hearing. I ask, "Why would you do that? Why live like this on the street?" He says, "Because I wanted to understand people. When you met me, you didn't ask who I was. You just talked. That's why I agreed to help you." I say, "So, who are you really?" He says, "My name is Warren Carter. My family owns a large company in the city." I cover my mouth in shock. His family has a huge business. I say, You're Warren Carter?" He says yes, but for 1 year, he lived without money or name. He wanted to see if people could love him for who he was, not for his company, not for his name, just for his heart. I don't know what to say. My eyes fill with tears. I say, "So all this time you were testing me?" He shakes his head and says, "No, I was testing myself. You were the first person who really saw me. I'm not asking you to love me. I just wanted you to know." My heart jumps. I feel so happy. Then suddenly, I hear my father's voice calling from the house. "Mary, where are you? Come back inside right now." I look at Warren. He says, "Go, Mary. I'll wait for you." I nod and walk back toward the house. My father looks angry. I know I can't hide anymore. He says loudly, "Mary, you will never see that man again." I freeze. My heart stops. I look at my parents and say, "Father, please listen. I know what you think, but you are wrong." My father says angrily, "Wrong? Mary, you don't know that man. He has nothing." I say, "Maybe he has no money, but he has honesty. I don't need a rich husband. I need someone who respects me." Then I turn around and walk toward the garden. Warren is still there, waiting like he promised. When he sees me, he smiles. I look at him and say, "Warren, will you stay or will you go back to your old life?" He takes my hand and says, "Maybe I can do both." We walk away from the house together. Warren looks at me and says, "You found me when I was nobody." I smile and say, "And you helped me find myself." Love is not about money or names. It's about truth and freedom. Never be afraid to follow your heart. What would you do if your heart says yes, but your family says no?